Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. Can you believe all these games were brand new right here in October 1982?
Beg your pardon?
What did you call me, boy?
I called you Sarge.
Before that.
We were last in the United Kingdom playing on our Acorn Atom. It was Swarm. Let's see what our next game is. Our next game is EarthWorld. Not to be confused with EarthWorld for the Commodore PET from 1979. This is EarthWorld from Swordquest. That's right, Swordquest EarthWorld. This one's going to be fun. Atari's latest venture into the world of action-adventure gaming comes in the form of Swordquest EarthWorld, a game that promises to be the first part of an ambitious 4-part series tied to an unprecedented real-world treasure hunt. But does it live up to the excitement? I couldn't find any commercial for this one. If you look on the left, this is for Yar's Revenge, and they had no commercial, at least video, for this game. In fact, the hype is all about from the magazines and from the publications at the time. And we'll get into those soon. Here's the box for Swordquest EarthWorld. The artwork is awesome, as usually the Atari has really good artwork, but this one just makes me want to buy the game just because it looks epic fantasy. Let's play some incredible adventure on our Atari. And look at, wait, what's this? Exclusive. A DC comic book inside? Sweet. We got to check that out. All right, you flip it over on the back. How they can fit the comic book inside this? Armed with a comic book and 16 magical objects, you descend into the fantastic world below the earth. Your quest is for clues that are pieces of a mysterious puzzle. Solve the puzzle to win prizes. And we're not talking prizes in the game. We're talking real-world prizes. This is a one-player only game. What other artwork do we have for Swordquest EarthWorld? So this is part of a massive marketing campaign. This is supposed to sell more Ataris, more video games. Here's the ad you would have seen in magazines at the time. That's right, Swordquest EarthWorld. It promises $150,000 in prizes. These are real prizes. And this is breaking down the different layers of the games that are going to be released. Because if you look at the top, that's all 4 of the games, even though all 4 never got released. This is the first one. The first level's EarthWorld up there. And then Fireworld's going to be released next. After that's Waterworld. And then down here at the bottom is Airworld, which never came to existence. It ceases to exist. It's the air. Yes. And no, this is not the first one with a pack-in a comic book. We've seen a few games on the Atari, like Defender. A few of the mainline releases all came with comic books. That was the Atari Force comic books by DC. All right, and this is what you would have gotten if you had inside the box a t-shirt for Swordquest EarthWorld. That's inside the box. There's also a poster, so comic book. Oh, I don't think the t-shirt was included. I think you had to be part of the Atari club for the t-shirt. Here's some of the artwork that you would have seen in kiosks or video game stores at the time. Wow. Looks awesome. If you did win this game and you got the grand prize, the first one is the Talisman. All 4 prizes, whenever you if you were to finish all 4 games, 4 different people were going to compete for the ultimate treasure. And this is the only screenshot of the ultimate treasure, the sword from Swordquest. At least legitimize that this was the sword. I don't know for sure. This one for EarthWorld is what you would have gotten. This is a solid gold 12 diamond encrusted with all the birthstones of the Zodiac. So all 12 birthstones. Very, very nice. Very, very fancy. Can you believe that? It's amazing that it was that it was this much money. Here's the winner of this contest for this game. There's Stephen Bell. Man, he looks so excited. He played so much Swordquest EarthWorld. And here you go, an example of what it would look like to get the Certificate of Merit from Swordquest. I can't stress enough how big this contest was right now. How big this was for Atari. This was like all the Atari games and gameplay was boiling up for this is a video game that you get something in real life out of it, not just points. It's amazing. All right, look at that. And then another one example of that this was real, a real contest that people won. There's the example of all 4 of the prizes from the 4 different games, the Talisman, the Chalice, the Crown, and the Philosopher's Stone. And in the background is the grand prize, the sword. Whoa. We also have the cartridge that we're going to put in our Atari 2600 to play. I can officially call it 2600 now that we got a taste of the 5200 Super System. Artwork is still amazing, very fantasy-esque. And there's an example of the screenshot. Yes, we got to have the comic book. In fact, here it is. This is the Swordquest EarthWorld comic book, DC #1, and I don't know for sure if they made all 4, but here it is, the one that was included with this game. You have to have this to beat the game. This is where you get the answers for the clues that'll be represented when you're playing the game. And this is, when we talk about lore or games that have lots and lots of backstory, this comic book should explain everything. It's everything. Hey, yes, come to 1982, stay for the video games. This is Swordquest EarthWorld, the search for the ultimate treasure. Man, we're not going to read the entire comic book, but you can see it's very similar to the Atari Force comics by DC Comics, at least stylized that way. All right, so we'll pull this out if we need to while we're playing the game, because you need to refer to this to answer all the puzzles. Ooh, it might be, Curtis, yeah. Here's the manual for Swordquest EarthWorld. Majority of the games for the Atari VCS or 2600, you don't need a manual. You can pop in these games and play. It's about 1% of all the games for the Atari that you need to have the manual, and this game is one of them. Swordquest, you'd be completely lost if you didn't have the manual. I'm just going to breeze through a couple of highlights from this one. If you want to pause the video, you can. Read maybe some tips and tricks, and maybe you can be the person who wins the talisman. Just kidding, it's Stephen Bell. This one is our 156th game we've played for the Atari 2600. That's how many games are out that you could be playing right now. And this one's the 65th game that Atari's published on their flagship console. This was made by Dan Hitchens, and the only game we've seen that Dan has done up to this point was Berserk for the Atari 2600. Yes, you can play Berserk at home, thanks to Dan. Warning, all who enter EarthWorld will encounter danger, trials, tests, and obstacles, but mostly puzzles. Welcome to EarthWorld. You're going to traverse through 12 different rooms, each named after a sign of the zodiac. You're going to encounter dangers such as horns, charging of the Taurus bull, and a variety of magical objects will assist you in challenging your journey ahead. These are strewn in various zodiac chambers. You carry objects along the way for help, and sometimes the objects will reveal a right combination of right objects in the right zodiac chamber, and you'll discover clues that refer you to the enclosed comic book, and you have to go there once you find one of the clues. After you get all the clues, you write them all down, and maybe you can solve the puzzle of Swordquest EarthWorld. The game is played as an explorer from a top-down view. There's 12 different roofs bearing the sign of the zodiac, and that means all of them have different colors. And if you look here, there's all the colors of the zodiac, but it can get a little confusing because there's not a lot of colors for the Atari 2600. Capricorn and Leo, they look pretty much the same. Same thing with, what is that, Libra and Aries? Those colors look pretty close too. So you're going to have a little difficulty there as far as which room matches which zodiac symbol. All right, so this one is explaining here all the items that you can pick up in the game. Depending on what item you have in what room will determine if you're going to be getting getting the answer to one of the puzzles. Now, the answer is just a code on the screen. It's not really the answer. You have to go into the comic book to find the answer after that. So it's already a puzzle beyond puzzles as far as video games go. Yeah, leave the right objects in the right room and you'll receive a clue display. And there we go. It gives you an example over there in the top left, 16.5. What does it all mean? Go to the comic book and you'll see. To use the controller when you play this game, you're going to be moving around the screen just as a character from the top-down view. The different things that you come across are pretty much mini games, and we'll play a few of those as we boot the game up. Shows us how to start the game and explains over in the top left there what the screens look like moving around, and then it explains how to use the console controls. There's not really anything, the black and white TV switch and game switches don't do anything after that. And then as usual, Atari likes to give us plenty of helpful hints. If you look down in the opposite side, yes, we need hints for this one. Just because you use an object to obtain one clue doesn't mean that object won't help you in future clues or tasks. Yes. Oh, it's got to be, Curtis. Yeah, I'm loving the artwork. It's so good. So this one's big. The hype is big. This one was also in PAL regions, and if you did have it in the PAL regions, all the clues and answers are all different, and the contest is all different. So here in North America, where I was familiar with this version of the game, in the PAL, it's completely different. All right, let's pop in Swordquest EarthWorld by Dan Hitchens, published by Atari at some time in October 1982. Oh man, it's so big. Look at this opening graphic. For all games across all home consoles, this is really impressive. This is the sword. But sadly, no one ever won the sword. No one did. This sword, or the manifestation of it in the video game, never came to fruition. All right, so our mission is to navigate 12 rooms based on the Zodiac, collecting items, solving puzzles that unlock clues. But when things get tricky, the game's designed to work alongside with a comic book. So this is one of those titles, if you don't have all the pieces, you really can't play it. We kind of do, but we're not going to spend the entire time trying to solve all the puzzles of Swordquest EarthWorld. All right, here we go. We're in. Now, when you begin the game, you look at the bottom, you can see the items we have already in our possession, and you can refer to the manual if you want to know what those are. We move around the screen kind of similar, and it kind of reminds me of Adventure by Warren Robinette, and the original title that this was going to be was Adventure 2. So this was like a working, let's make a sequel to Adventure, and then they ended up changing it. So yeah, moving around really, really similar, but look how far we've come. We were a single pixel on Adventure, or, you know, small, massive pixels, but now look, we're a person. We can actually see animation. Take that in television. All right, let's go to the top of the screen. And you get warped to every room. It's like an explosion slapping you in the face. You move from room to room. We're now in a different zodiac sign. If I push the red button, I can now do a puzzle where more like an action minigame. And the rainbow colors are in your face. Oh, but if you touch the walls, you start over the beginning again. This means that we had a chance, or we brought the right amount of items into this room. Man, it's so loud. Can we get to the other side, though? Okay, we did it. We made it to the room. So now you can take items or leave items. So let's see what we got. I want to take... Oh, let's put this one back. There we go. And this one back. And then we can only hold 3. So I'll take that one. And then say, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Next. Oh, I guess I have to take 3. I'll take this one. There. All right, so now we finished one of the puzzles. I'm actually amazed I got through one of the mini games, but we didn't get any code to solve the puzzle after that. Yeah, I love the 3D perspective. It kind of reminds me of Mind Master. I loved whenever you're playing Mind Master, the 3D view of the maze flying at you like that, but that was going pretty fast, and Mind Master had a lot more to it than this. This essentially is just going room to room and getting the puzzle. All right, so let's go this room. Let's just go right to the items. I'll take a... There. And then go to the next one. Every single time. Oh, man. All right, I'll take the candle. And so you're supposed to just do a lot of trial and error. You can get some tips and tricks, because if you read the comic books and the manual that comes with it, you'll get a little bit of a little help to understand what to do. But graphically, Swordquest really doesn't stray from a lot of the Atari 2600's limitations. The rooms are pretty simple. The character sprite is really, really nice for the time, but overall it feels a little bit low compared to other Atari releases. Each room is color-coded. Oh, we got one. 16:4. Let's see. Quick. Go to the comic book. Let's solve it now. So we're going to scroll all the way down to page 16. This is part of the puzzle. 16, go quickly, 13, 14, 15, there, 16. So 16:4 means we turn to page 16 and panel number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there it is. Does everyone see it? Right there. That's it. Our first clue, spire, hidden in the wall. So you write this down on a notepad, and you got one of the clues from that first example. I'm actually amazed we did this on live on the live stream. I didn't get any of these on the playthrough. That's awesome. The very first time here on Chronologically Gaming, a live show went better than the playtest. All right, now we're in blue. Can we take the whole Earth, please? No. Looks like some combinations don't let you. Yeah, they don't let you take the item. And there's a few different mini games that you'll play. Like here's another example of one. Moving from platform to platform. So gameplay, it's very limited, and this game feels like there's a lot missing. It's almost like they started doing an adventure sequel, and when they realized that they didn't have the time or something fell through, then they quickly changed it to a rushed contest to try to get people to get the game. Because right now, this game really doesn't have a lot of merit or gameplay to play today. Right now, you would be clamoring to try to get this and win the contest. Oh, here we go. Can we make it to the top? I need a quick one. No, we landed in the middle. Can we just leave? Yeah, we just leave if we want to. So there you go. It is a little bit abstract, a little bit crazy to play. Right now, in October 1982, this is actually very, very cool. The challenge is really fun because it's doing something where video games are going from not just something on the screen, but it's something you hold in your hand, something you're doing in real life, which is awesome. So this, if you did win this prize, like Stephen Bell did, that was $25,000 in 1982, that talisman. The sword was worth $50,000. No one ever actually won the sword. And this video game contest idea, or selling a video game trying to make money, isn't new. This is the 12th game we've played on the show that included a video game contest. Some examples would be like Riddle of the Sphinx for the Atari, the Arcade Machine that was on home computers, or Atlantis. But of all the games we played that can include a contest, this is the best one. This is the best game. This is the best contest. This is like the biggest package of, like, let's do a video game contest out of a game. I love that. It's a really cool idea. All right, so I'm going to not go any further than that. That's actually a cool taste of what Swordquest EarthWorld is like to play. You move for a few rooms, you move some items, you see if you can find the code, then you use the code to find something in the comic book, and then you write all those down, you get all the clues and answers, and then you can play, see if you can get the main quest to win the prize, but it's already been done. So, of all the games you could be playing across all consoles at to this point, as far as the Swordquest saga, EarthWorld has a tantalizing taste of what could be a revolutionary approach to video games, one that blends gaming with larger treasure hunting experiences, but it falls short. Gameplay is cryptic, sometimes obtuse with the accompanying comic book, and the promise of the bigger payoff is what keeps this engaging. For those that are seeking a fast action, instant gratification, Swordquest EarthWorld is going to disappoint you. But for those that enjoy unraveling complex puzzles or being part of a larger mystery, it's an adventure worth embarking on. Atari's betting really big on this Swordquest game and the series. Time's going to tell if this ambitious experiment pays off, but for now, EarthWorld stands as an intriguing, if imperfect, step into uncharted territory for video games. I'm going to go 2.5 stars of all the games you could play at this point in October 1982. Yuva Goradlik in the chat says 5, 3, or 3.5. Yeah, very tough to rate, but right now, the only thing that's holding up the game itself, or the purpose of this game, is the what lies underneath. So I'm just going to say 2.5 stars. It's still around the average range, but it's far from an average title, if that makes sense too. All right, so with that, let's press forward and see our next game. Our next release takes us to IBM computers. Remember those? I know, that's a good point, Marshall. If you bought this for Christmas, and you got this for the Christmas holiday in 1982, if someone else wins the prize, then there's really not any more you can do with the game except play a few of the mini games, I guess. All right, this game is going to be Target for the IBM PC. This is the 117th game we've played for MS-DOS, PC Booter, or IBM, and all we got is a screenshot. Let's pop it and play some Target. There we go. Target. This should be a simple affair, right? Let's say start with easy mode, right? So the controls are easy. You just move around the number pad, and whenever the ship comes by, hit spacebar, slam that ship. Easy. So simple. It is what we would call a action space combat game, you know, a first-person perspective. We've seen these since the 70s. And here on the IBM PC, it doesn't use a joystick, but it wouldn't be surprising. I wouldn't expect it to use a joystick. That would be cool, but no, that's not this one. So we hit 4 out of 5 is not bad. Do you want to continue? Oh, wait. Not bad, but the one that got away just destroyed your home planet. Do you want to play again? Yes. Very, very quick, fun, easy, simple. Let's do impossible. How impossible is impossible? Okay, it's not really that bad. This one marks the 34th game we've played of this genre. Really, really simple affair. Not trying to go for a simulation of shooting ships from space. Just action. Just move that cursor and shoot some stuff. The best thing that you could play as far as this style of game right now in October 1982 would be Space Seeker in the arcade. That was we saw in 1981. Some of the best you could play on home computers, though, like this IBM, would be Horizon 5 or Hadron for the Apple II, or Vexus for the TRS-80. Those are really, really good. This one you can kind of, this is just like bare bones space combat. Easy. And this is it. That's the game. And that's the game. All right, so for Target, of all the games you could play across all home computers, it's a fun waste of time. Here in 1982, nothing too bad, but I'm going to say it's still bad of all the games you could play. Yeah, James is with me. 2-ish. I'll say that too. It's 2-ish. It's bad just because there's just very, very simple. And it doesn't use a joystick. There's other games on home computers that use joysticks. But that's not all. Our next release is also on the IBM PC and MS-DOS. It is really fun checking out the origins of MS-DOS because I know where this is going to go. Everyone who knows PC and the PC Master Race knows what MS-DOS is going to do. This is the humbling beginnings. This is another game called Target, just Target. But this one is on, this one's by IBM. Our 118th game on IBM computers. There we go. Looks like software for a company. It's a demonstration program. And that's because this came packed with the basic compiler by IBM. So this is the game that came with the application software. Trying to play every single video game even includes application software that happens to have games. Do you have a color monitor? Oh, yeah, we do. I bet we got a color monitor. So we got spacebar, left, right. Okay, so pretty much simple. And it looks like only one shell per position, if that makes any sense. All right, let's go into it and see what's up. Oh my gosh, this looks like this looks like it's part of an application. So I'm at the bottom of the screen, I'm moving just left and right. Every time I press spacebar, I grab one of the shells at the bottom and then I fire that at the top. Okay, so the ASCII characters are pretty quaint. Man, oh yeah, so wherever you fire a shell though, you can't fire from that spot again. Interesting. I think there's only one other game we've played that's done that. And I think it was also on IBM PCs. I can't remember it right now. Oh, they only time us. We get a high score, though. That's pretty cool. Can we do, yeah, lowercase and uppercase? And then you go in again. Yep, so it does have a high score table, which is kind of nice. But you can only fire where you have a shell at the bottom. If you've already fired from that position, then you can't fire again. That's exactly what it looks like, Brian. It looks like what we need is a boss key. As soon as the boss shows up and realizes we're not playing anything, we need a way to hit something, and then all of a sudden it turns back into our work again. This had to have been played by people in office buildings. And there you go, timed again, really, really fast. So we're emulating this on a low-end IBM PC from 1980. And it still feels, well, I guess, you know, the characters weren't moving too quick, so it was playable. It wasn't ultra fast, but the timer for your score goes pretty quick. And then you say, I want to be Chrono, and then go in again after that. Sweet. So there you go, a quick affair playing a Target yet again. Both of these were released at some time in October 1982. Very, very amazing that happened. All right, so after that, I'd say still, it's still around the 2-star range, or 2-ish for me, because it's just so, it's very, very simple. And it's also software that's contained in another application. This marks the 13th time we've done that. And one of the very first ones we did was Donkey. That was for MS-DOS. It was packaged in with this. So I'd say still around the games you could play, yeah, 2-ish. It's playable, but it's bad. And there's just better games you could play on home computers. I guess it would give you some time in the day to just have some fun, I guess. If you're willing to play a fixed shooter, though, that's like this, a better fixed shooter, some of the best so far are Seawolf and Carnival. And this one is the 14th game we've played that's been published by IBM. The software company has made games. Can you believe that? You could even call these shooting gallery games. All right, so with that, let's press forward and see our next game. Our next game is even more obscure. This is 3-Card Brag for the Sharp MZ line of computers in Japan. Let's pop it and play 3-Card Brag by Solo Software at some time in October 1982. This one's our 11th game we played for the Sharp MZ, and we're not waiting for that basic to load. I'm going to load a state so we can get right into it. Show us the 3-Card Brag. There it is. 3-Card Brag by Solo Software. Now, if you're not familiar, brag is one of the oldest forms of poker or gambling with cards ever. I believe it originated in the United Kingdom. This is the very first time we played any video game with this style of card game. So here you go, the first brag style game. Ready, set, go. Computer select the dealt automatically 3 cards. You bet your hand against the computer. Computer does not know your cards. Yeah, it does. Computer knows your cards every time. You can bet less than the previous. So it's a betting game. You start with £5,000. Looks like we're playing the one from the United Kingdom. Okay, so press any key for the order of hands. So here we go. This is very similar if you're used to poker. Card high is the lowest, but we really want a 3 of a kind if we can do it. House limit's £1,000. All right. Type my name. Let's do the last person in chat was Brian. See, all caps on most computers. I think IBM PC is the only one that has both cases of text. Do you want automatic dealing? Yes, I do. It's a riveting game of 3-card brag here on Chronologically Gaming. Looks like we just got high card. How much do I bet? I'll bet £5. Computer bet 7. Yeah, I'll meet you at 7. I'll see you. Yes, we win, or Brian wins, because we got the high card, and it deals cards again, and that's it. Very, very simple betting. There's no draw. There's no really poker. It's one of the oldest ways you could bet with cards. But here it is as a computer game. Yikes! Now I will say this is a little interesting because since it's the first time you could play brag as a computer game, I want to give it higher marks because it works. It's a card game and it functions. It is a single player affair, but it's still okay. So I'm actually going to go slightly higher than the other games we saw on IBM and say 2.5 stars. It's still around the average range, but if you were wanting to play something with gambling, something that's unique, something very old school, it would work for you. So 2.5 stars for 3-card brag. Way to go. Yep, since you won, Brian, might as well give it 2.5 stars too, right? All right, let's press forward and see our next game. Our next game takes us on the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. This is Time Bandits. And if the video on the left looks familiar, that's because, ladies and gentlemen, this is the very first video game that is referencing the movie Time Bandits from 1981. Very, very loosely, I should say. Extremely loose. But it is titled the same, and it's based on the same. Because right now in October 1982, you can do whatever you want. Just make whatever game you want. So here's the box we have for Time Bandits by Newsoft Products. This is the 3rd game we've seen by them after Secret Valley and Black Dwarf's Lair. Go, Newsoft Products. Make a better box, please. With an example of the screenshot. We do have a manual, and the manual is awesome. It is so much lore. It is kind of based on the movie, if you ever saw the movie. So this is why I say it's based on Time Bandits. It explains a little bit more about how the game is played. It's the adventure for the Spectrum, designed around a number of games suited for some time periods you could find yourself if you were kidnapped by the Time Bandits. We're going to play in the Minotaur's Lair, Napoleon's Army, Titanic, Tower of London, Combination, Castle of Evil. So it explains every single one of these areas, and every single one of these areas is kind of like a mini game. Yeah, very, very classic movie. Big fan. I love it. So it has different versions, 2 different sides of the tape. We're going to pop in and play the first side of the tape. This is Time Bandits. Newsoft Products at some time in October 1982. This is our 112th game for the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. On side A of the tape, you get to pick which minigame you want to play. It's kind of like a training mode. If you flip the tape over to the B side, it picks randomly all of these minigames, and you have to finish them all to be able to beat the ultimate evil, or what did they call him? I'm going to refer to the manual. The Supreme Being. There it is. All right, so here we go. If you want to play a different one, you just pick what minigame you want to go from here. So, like for example, you want to go with the Minotaur's Lair. And we just got to type 1. You're trapped in the Minotaur's Labyrinth. Use cursor keys, collect gold, don't touch the walls. So this is another one of those ZX Spectrum games that is using 5, 6, 7, and 8 on your chiclet keyboard to move around. All right, so I am the asterisk, and I just have to get... Oh, look! It's actually making a little trail. Oh, can I hit the T? Oh, I can. And then make my way. You escape with 1 piece of gold. And very slowly, the maze is closing in on itself. So, okay, there's the Minotaur's Labyrinth. You get the idea. Let's check out Tower of London. The Tower of London is dark. Find gold before the what? Oh, the beef eater from the movie. All right, it's dark. Find the gold. Wait, I think I saw it. It was over here, right? No, that's the enemy. So it's hidden somewhere on one of the tiles here, but we can't touch the letter B because that's the bad guys. I have no idea. I didn't see. I guess you have to search every. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're gonna lose because you have to do it in a certain amount of steps. Yep. Oh no, it doesn't. I thought it was gonna kill us. Keep looking. All of these remind me of a few of the type-in games we've played so far on the ZX Spectrum. Do we get it? Oh no, we zeroed out. We found one. We found two. I guess we keep going until we die. But there were a lot of books that came out for the ZX81 and ZX Spectrum where you typed in games. That's exactly how this feels. Do I have to quit to go back? I might just break it. Ready? No, space. Yeah, I don't think I can go back. Because it feels like it should be killing me before I leave. Yeah, we'll just quit and go back in. We'll play it again. So lots of mini games, very, very simple mini games. Sometimes when we play these games, I'm rating them really, really low. Like that one, you could see Tower of London was weak. What about Titanic? Escape the Titanic before the iceberg hits. Choose one or two to move forward. So again, we're represented by the asterisk. Ready? And then we're just moving forward. Nice and easy. One. Yep. And it's just random game of chance. Are you gonna move forward, or is the Titanic gonna move closer like that? Come on, just make it to the exit. Nice and easy, like. Very, very simple. Yes, we escaped and we got 69 gold pieces. It's all about the money. I love it, Pal Puck. Okay, so Castle of Evil's number 4. Trapped in the Hall of Death. Beware of the moving deadly spot. Oh, nice. It's almost like the game we played called Wizard's Gold, I believe. You have to move to a different position, so let's move to position 3 and see what happens. Beware of the deadly step. Do we step in it? No. So we start on the left side, and you're just picking one of the numbers to move forward. So random things will happen. This almost feels like Nightmare Park, but a very dumbed-down version of Nightmare Park. All right, let's try 10. We can go to next. Yeah, you're just making your way to 26 on the opposite side. Yeah, really, really simple. So you get the idea. It's a lot of different mini games. I'll try one more just so you can get an idea of what it's like. But it's very, very simple. And it's not really showing off the strengths of the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. Oh, combination lock, I'm not even going to play that one. That one's just bare bones. It's literally guessing a combination lock. How about Napoleon's Army? That one looks fun. Collect the gold before Napoleon's army gets you. All right. And I bet we use cursor keys. Yes, we do. Quick. Get it. Yes. And then do I leave? Where do I go? I'm pushing. I want to hide behind the walls. And all the zeros represent Napoleon's army. If I remember correctly, Ian Holm played Napoleon in the movie Time Bandits from 1981. And that's him coming after us. Oh, it does go past the walls. Does it still count as a win since we got the gold? Mowed down by the infantry. Looks like not. And then combination lock is just guessing a combination lock. Really, really easy. So of all the games you could play across all home computers, this game is... it's okay. It's still, I wouldn't call it broken for the games that you could play up to this point. So I'm willing to even go 2.5 stars because it's Time Bandits, and I just love... I would have bought the game and been excited about playing the game Time Bandits, but you can see and could call it a bad game of all the games so far. Yeah, James is with me. It's either 2 or 2.5. I'm in the same range too. Yeah. I know, and it's just crazy that right now this is the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. It's the kind of games. It's just amazing. This is the kind of stuff that you would be playing right now when I know it's going to go to just great, amazing games later on. All right, so I'll still say of all the games you could play, yeah, since it's Time Bandits, I'll say 2.5 stars. Mix of different games, and if you do flip it on the other side, you don't really fight the Supreme Being. They just switch up and play all those things for you. All right. That's where we got to put our video game playing on pause. We are going to continue our quest playing every single video game in order of release on all systems all over the world. I'm so thankful for everyone that's coming on the show that wants to see it live and hang out to the very end of this video. We're going to keep going with October as we're nearing the end of all the games released at some time in October 1982. Next time on Chronologically Gaming, we're going to do what we've been doing since 1971. We are running through time, playing Time Runner. And there's going to be a classic horror icon appearing in the title of a video game for the very first time. That's it for today, and like I always say, come for the video games. Stay for the history. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.